My name's Prashant Ramkumar. Recently sold my property here at Ramona Street in Quakers Hill with Amit Tucker. The fears that I had mainly were, it's been a very difficult time for the last year or so into the city property market. We had a number of interest rate rises. The questions in my mind were, will there be enough buyer demand? Are there people out there who are in the market to buy? Are they spooked off by all the increases in interest rates and the costs and the like? There've been obviously prices have been falling over the last 12 months as well, and so there was a real question mark over where the property sat. Would I be in a position to be making a loss, or would I break even? So I guess those were the kind of fears that were going through my mind. Amit actually sold a property down the road on the same street, a fairly comparable property. As soon as the board went up, I was interested to see how it would fare. The result was pretty good, and I thought that's a good sign for us. And so Amit had runs on the board on the street. So it was fairly easy for me to pick up the phone and say, Amit, how did you go? What was the result like? And we just had a chat. And I think that was my first reach out to Amit. And from there, I had discussed with a couple of other agents just to understand what other agencies were doing. At the end of the day, I decided, Amit was the one to go with. There were a number of reasons. One is runs on the board. He'd sold a property on the street with a good price, so I was confident that he'd be able to repeat that and do the same. The other thing was Amit came to the table with data and evidence as to how he would go about doing it. He had a clear plan, a clear strategy in mind, and he had I think a sense of confidence that he'd be able to achieve what I wanted. That was very important to me. I was not sure. There was obviously a bit of nervousness there, but Amit's resolve and clarity around, look, I can get this for you. This is the price I can achieve, and this is what I can show you as to how I'm going to do that. And so giving that clear plan and the clear guidance around how we can get to where we needed to go, with that, I think Amit was the one to go with for sure. So when I think about the qualities and the selling process that Amit used to sell the property, the first question that I had when the property was on the market was, how can I reach out to Amit? Is there a way to talk to him? And I found from the very get-go that he was very communicative. From the very first hour that it went on the market, he was reaching out proactively to explain to me what's happening. There are 3 or 4 people who have registered their interest. I've received these inquiries. And throughout the journey, Amit's approach has always been communicate and potentially over-communicate, because he knows the nature of the buyer, or the seller, or the vendor is, what's happening? We want to know, we want to have information. He was always open to being contacted, but also was proactively communicating to say how things are going. So the communication process was excellent, and it kind of reassured me as a nervous vendor as to where the market was going. It was almost, I was getting a live feed update of what was happening. And it was very easy for me to reach out to him. I didn't feel like there was any barrier. I didn't feel there was an in-between secretary or at any point in time did he not pick up or answer my text within a few minutes. So the communication was excellent. It reassured me. I felt like the strategy he employed of going fast and setting up the open home and having a clear set of steps to sell were very positive, and with that, I felt supported along the whole way. In the selling process, Amit had come to the table with suggestions. We had other ideas in terms of how we thought it might sell in a way in the market that could get a better response. So we suggested, how about we do it this way? I was very happy to hear Amit was very open to hearing different suggestions, and we got to a place where we thought, the range for the price of the property was right, and he was able to take that on board, turn that into a strategy, and then work with us to get to where we needed to go. We had a range in the price expectation that we had in our minds, and so he used that and he worked with that, and we were content with something within that range. What we didn't anticipate was that actually Amit was working to the very top of that range and was able to use that range in effect to get buyers to that top point. And I think that was a very effective way of combining our idea of how to sell with his strategy of achieving that highest possible price. As in terms of the result, we are extremely satisfied. We did not expect it to go that high. It was probably the highest sort of price that any of these townhouses in this street has ever achieved. So it was well beyond our expectation. We are extremely happy with it, and it has meant, you know, we could start immediately planning for our future and getting, you know, the next home. And so it's been an absolutely delightful and joyous result that we can we could be very grateful for. In terms of recommending Amit, I could absolutely recommend him to anybody. I already have, in fact, recommended him to others, whether in this complex or elsewhere. The number one reason is Amit is extremely motivated and extremely focused on achieving the best outcome. Where other agents may talk once or twice, Amit will talk 10 times. Where someone would take 2 steps, Amit will take 10 steps. He takes a no stone unturned approach to ensuring he gets the best outcome for his clients, and I've seen it work. I've seen it work with my own direct experience. I think Amit is an excellent communicator. He builds excellent relationships with his clients, and he also listens. I think there are very many agents who have a my way or highway approach. With Amit, it's definitely not that. It's a listen first, see what they're comfortable with, work with them, but then also, you know, use your skills or use his skills to take where the customers or where his clients are to where they need to be in the most effective and efficient way. I think Amit was very prompt, dynamic, and professional. So I could recommend Amit to anybody. Professional, he's a professional first and foremost. He's dynamic, he knows exactly how to get things done, and he is rapid at doing that. So he gets results. And the third is he is a listener. Communication skills, I would use the word communication, and communication is listening and speaking. And so fundamentally those 3 words I think capture what Amit does. So a big step for us is to find what we might call our forever home, a place where we can live with my daughter and have her go to a good school and all the things that come with having your own home. The sale of this property has unlocked an ability for us to move on and take the next stage up in our lives, climb the property ladder, but also build a better life for us and our families.
Mm-hmm.